Hey, it's Josh here. I just want to take a quick second before we get started to express our gratitude and appreciation to anyone who's listening, whether you're consuming this by download, whether you're listening on our website or following us on Instagram or TikTok, however that is. We thank you. Doing that lets us know, hey, that there's somebody out there. And as long as we're entertaining one person, then it just makes everything worth it. So on behalf of myself and everyone here at Game Rage, thank you. All right, now enjoy the show. Warning, this podcast is not affiliated or associated with Wasteland Weekend in any way. It is an independent podcast owned and operated by Game Rage Magazine, LLC. The views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the participants and in no way represent the views or speak for Wasteland Weekend or Game Rage Magazine.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive fallout will require taking shelter in an underground.
Join us as we plunge into madness and descend into the waste. Okay, so here we are for episode number 2 of the Into the Waste podcast, which is the podcast about Wasteland. And I'm Josh. I'm here with Adam.
Howdy.
And I'm here obviously with the expert, the one that this show is all about.
Dun, dun,
and
dun.
that's Sparky.
Hi.
And before I forget, it would be remiss of me to not mention that you should go to our our Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine and follow us, or go to GameRageMagazine.com on our website and follow us there. Don't shake your head at me. It's shameless self-promotion.
That's true, but also, I wonder if that actually works.
I don't think it does.
Look, because I'm gonna be straight with you, because
Yeah.
when I think about it, when somebody brute forces advertisements at you, whether that's like social media or when you're driving by car or
Like a used car dealership?
Well, that and like roadside dealerships, or not roadside advertisements, and it's like constantly coming. It makes me want to do it less. So I wonder,
Well,
if, like,
you know what? Your theory might be right because no one has followed us yet. So. We've had several hundred downloads, yet no one has followed us.
I follow you on
Okay, yeah,
TikTok.
but you don't count. So
she does, but
I do.
no, it doesn't. We know her, all right? Anyways, so today's episode was going to be about preparation and kind of what it takes to prepare, to set up, to go to the event. But first, I wanted to ask you, because I fucked up last time and I forgot to ask you.
Uh-oh.
I'm not obsessed with the piss rock, but I just wanted to know.
Okay.
Have you peed on the piss rock?
No.
You have not.
No.
Okay. So
It is on my bucket list.
okay. All right.
And I can usually pee anywhere. Like, I'm not pee shy, but every time I've been near Piss Rock, it's kind of like a crowd.
Oh, so you
And
just-
I also have, like, it's a tall rock. And so I have to, like, figure out how to squat without touching the rock.
what if you peed into a cup and then just threw it onto the rock? Does that count?
I mean, I could try.
All right.
I mean, I technically would be peeing on the rock, right? So I guess I could try that. Never really thought of that.
I'm trying to help you out.
But I don't really pee in cups often, so you know.
what about one of those
I
funnel
do.
cups that
Oh.
act as a penis?
I have one of those actually.
What if you hooked that up and then just like peed like that?
And you know what?
Out of
Maybe
a
I'll do
zipper.
that this year. I'll let you know if I accomplish my mission
smart.
at pissing on Piss Rock this year.
Adam, smart. Yeah, we need to know.
I just need to get really drunk.
All right. Well, I'm sure that'll happen.
And then I have to carry around a funnel. But I'll figure this out. We'll make it work. Just
Yeah, all right.
give me a lot of rum.
All right. So, preparation, right? I myself am well versed with the pre-going to the event because
What do you mean, honey?
I have to do all of
You
the
don't
manual
do
labor.
everything. You do a lot of it.
Just 90% of it.
I mean, just most of it. But anyways, what is it like when you get there? Because that I don't know, because I don't go because I'm not paying several $100s just to go help you set up. So
I mean, you should.
I'm not gonna. But anyways,
I'm not gonna.
so what is it like when you get there at the event and you as a tribe
Right.
are setting up your camp?
Okay. Well, it depends really on the size of your camp. So I have been in very, very large camps. I was in a very large camp in 2012. We were called APOC Nation. I think it was gosh, it's been so many years, but I think it was like 6 or 7 camps under one big camp. So that took a lot. That was exhausting. I've gone out there with just a monkey hut before, and out in Tent City and
What's
just kind
a
of do my
monkey
thing.
hut?
Google it.
Oh, great. Now
No, really, it's a pretty standard festival camp structure tent thing.
Okay.
It's basically just like a bunch of PVC pipes that you're going to connect together at the top into like a U shape. You have a long pole in the middle, and it makes a nice hut. And it's actually really sturdy. It hands the breeze pretty well, keeps you warm enough. It's pretty simple to do. It's a pretty easy setup, a pretty basic setup to do. It's like a shade setup as well.
Okay.
But now we are in the theme zone, so we're a little bit different. Just kind of reference, there are theme camps that are 20 by 20, and there are theme camps that are 120 by 120. We are 60 by 60, so we're a good
Right in the
medium
middle.
size. Yeah, we're right in the middle. We're a good medium size.
Right in the meat of the curve.
Right in the middle, like the middle finger. Fuck
Yeah.
you, Wastelanders.
Yeah.
My dogs are going crazy. The first thing you really do, we have something called the EA. We have an early access pass, which means we can get up to. Let me try that again in English. It means we can get there early. We get out there the Tuesday before the event to set up because we need to be ready by Wednesday at noon when the event officially opens. Now, just to reiterate, because we talked about this the last podcast, the gates open at 7 a.m. for Wasteland.
Okay.
So you can get in at 7 a.m. and set up. The official quote unquote gate opening, like the event officially kicks off, is going to be at noon. So as a theme camp, we need to be ready to go absolutely no later than noon when the event kind of officially starts off. So the first thing you're going to do when you get there is really just take everything out. We've used U-Hauls before. We used trucks this year. We're going to use a truck and a trailer. My fellow tribe lead who comes down from Washington has a truck and a trailer. First thing you do is unload everything, and that takes a while. A lot of stuff's really heavy.
Yeah.
But your first order of business is really going to be setting up your shade. You're going to want to get your shade set up. Last year we got there, and normally the temperatures at Wasteland are anywhere between high 80s, low 90s. That's kind of your typical weather. There's obviously been some that are hotter, some that are cooler. But last year we had a heat wave right before we went, and our setup day I think was 103.
Oh, wow.
So setting up in 103 sucks. Let's just be honest. So the first and foremost thing you want to do is get that shade set up. Get it up, get it ready to go before you do anything else, because while you're setting up, you're going to need to take breaks.
Right.
Then what we usually do, we'll move on to something we call our mess tent, which is where we keep all our kitchen and all our kind of personal gear.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to setting up our tents in the back, so then we have a place to sleep that night. And then we'll really start working up on setting our barter tables. We set up our arch, all the kind of decor and the extra little pieces that go into it.
Yeah.
But the
Okay.
biggest thing is going to be unloading, and the biggest thing is going to be getting that shade up quickly. And that goes for if you're in Tent City as well. Get in, set up your shade, set up your tent, and then worry about everything else afterwards. Those are your two most important things you need to set up.
Okay. When do you start getting ready for? Okay, let's just say Wasteland 20. What is this? 2023 is
What
done.
year is it?
Let's say it's over.
Okay.
When do you start preparing
For
the next
2024?
one?
Mentally, immediately. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Are you like Happy Gilmore when he gets cut from the team? And he's like, all right, there's only 364 days until Wasteland weekend. I got to get ready.
No, 100%. We'll literally be sitting there talking on like day 2. And we're like, so next year, why did we do this instead? No, but in all seriousness, mentally, especially when you're fresh off the event, take notes, because you're thinking about all the things that went right, all the things that went wrong, all the red ideas you had. Take notes and start mentally preparing. My fellow tribe mate and I, we talk all throughout the year. We'll shoot each other ideas here and there. Physically preparing about 4 to 6 weeks before. As my husband well knows, we pull everything out of our shed.
You mean I pull everything out of
He
the
pulls
shed?
everything out of the shed. And then our garage becomes kind of my workstation. And that's where I take out all the lanterns. I reorganize all the boxes. And, I go out there very organized. I have my boxes labeled of where everything goes. But when it's tear down day and you're tired and you don't give a fuck, if there's an open box, shit's getting thrown in there. I'm not organized. I don't care. So we need to reorganize all of that, make sure everything's ready to go. And then you can be doing basic maintenance. And this really depends on how big your tribe is as well. We have 2 generators that we bring out there. Really, one's just a backup, because we have had it before where both were giving us a hard time. But we have 2 generators, so we're going to do the basic maintenance on those. You're going to do your oil changes. You're going to make sure that they're running. You're going to run them for a while, make sure they're all good to go. Same thing with our mini bike. We're changing spark plugs, air filters, oil change, make sure it's full of gas. My husband likes to drive it around the neighborhood and piss off all the neighbors.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun.
He drives it on our green belt and has a good time. So a lot of that kind of basic maintenance. The other big thing I do is I do a lot of dishes. Make sure our canteens are clean. Make sure everything from utensils to spoons, knives, forks, everything's all that's ready and washed.
Yeah.
I wash my costumes as best as I can. The things that are normal and easy, I can just stick in the washing machine. Anything else, I usually fill up a bathtub with a Tide Pod and just kind of let it soak up for a while.
Yeah.
Try to wash your shit, guys. It fucking stinks. You're covered in dirt. Do your best. At least Lysol it. You need to clean your shit. Just do the best you can.
Just try not to be.
Try not to be too disgusting.
So even though it's an end of the world situation, a simulation, you still don't want to smell like it. Right?
Well, you smell bad by day 2. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Unless you're bougie and have a shower. Shout out to Stinky who offered me his shower this year. I might take my first ever shower at Wasteland.
Oh, nice.
Because that's never happened before because I ain't bougie like that.
Is Stinky ironically the most cleanest person at Wasteland?
No, he usually really fucking reeks.
That would be awesome. That would be
This year
hilarious.
he will be though because he will have a shower and I get to possibly take a shower and I'm so
then,
excited.
are you gonna have to rename him then if he doesn't?
No,
stink
he
as
still
much?
smells.
Oh,
He'll
okay.
always smell. You're going to want to clean all your costumes, make sure everything's good. You're going to want to go through your lights, lanterns, and flashlights, make sure all your batteries are prepared. If you're like us and have signage that lights up, you're going to want to make sure all your signage is going. Big tip, set up your tent before you go. That happened to us a couple of years ago. I set up my tent and I had a giant black widow in it. And then we also set up the tent and we were missing a piece of my tent. Remember that? And that would have sucked to go on the site and realize that tent wouldn't work. Set up your tent, make sure you have all your pieces and everything ready to go. And then really everything's just kind of packing. We have 1 or 2 boxes just set for decor to make sure that we have all of our decorations for our camp. I have a massive kitchen box. Also, make sure your stove is working. That happened to us one year. We got out there and our stove was not working. And we actually had to call someone who was offsite to bring us a stove, and then it was the wrong propane, so we had to call someone else offsite to bring us propane. It was a thing. Make sure your kitchen or whatever you used to cook with is ready to go. It is working condition. It takes 2 seconds. Try it and see if it works. Pack it away. Excuse me. And then I have another box where I call this Camp Essentials. That's what's going to have all of our stakes, all of our lag screws. You're going to want to make sure you have all the right drill bits, make sure your drill batteries are charged, pack extra batteries for those and just regular AA, AAA, C, whatever you use. I highly suggest you bring a radio. There is a radio station that plays out there and it gives you everything from really rad music to a lot of weather reports and just things that are going on throughout the day. We always have Wasteland Radio playing. It never fails. You're going to want to make sure that's in working order. Basically, you're just going to check everything because not only did it just survive a week out in the desert a year ago, but it's been a year since you've looked at it. So you really want to go through everything with a fine-tooth comb because there's nothing worse than getting out there and realizing shit that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of what my prep is just kind of organizing, cleaning, and checking everything is in working order.
Okay.
And any last costume, accessories or changes or addeds you want to do.
Right. So this is kind of a little off the topic. I don't know if I asked this last time, but what's your favorite part about Wasteland or your favorite thing that
You did
happens
ask
there?
me.
You
that
did?
year.
Fuck.
Horrible.
Man, I'm terrible.
Horrible.
That was
And
like
I'll
a week
reiterate,
ago,
it's
man.
the people.
I have a question.
I forgot.
Yes, Adam.
I
And I'll still reiterate, it's the people.
Yeah, so not everybody is gonna have the exact same experience as you.
Of course.
So what would you consider the bare essentials for if you weren't going for a theme for your camp or anything like
Right,
that?
right.
You were just going to experience it.
Right.
What could you get away with?
Oh, just like basic necessities?
Yeah,
Oh, perfect. That's a really good question. And I've done that before. My first year, we had nothing. We had nothing. The first thing you're going to want to do, shade. Figure out some shade. Do a monkey hut. If you have a truck, put like a canopy thing over that. Something to keep you cool during the day. Tents are going to get hot. Do not stay in your tent all day. Second thing you're going to want to do
Just
is
not an easy up, right?
do not do a fucking easy up. Somewhere to sleep. Like I said, you can sleep in your car. I've slept in my car before because I didn't want to deal with a tent. So you're going to want to do something to sleep. The basic thing too is costume. You need to have a costume. It is a fully immersive event, which means everybody out there must be in costume. So you can be basic. It doesn't matter, but you're going to bring bare bone minimum. You're going to want to bring a basic cold outfit. Like you're going to be cold. I was just looking at the weather report and it looks like it might be a chillier one this year. And you're going to want to bring something for when it's hot outside. Then you're also going to want to pack extra underwear and extra socks because those need to get changed every single night and every single morning. Change your underwear, change your socks. So tons of those necessities. Medications, anything you need, all the bare necessities for camping really in general. But honestly, all you'd really need is, some shade and a tent. And don't need a lot more. You don't have to go overly crazy with it. And you need water, food. Think about going on a camping trip with your friends.
Yeah.
But you don't need. There's plenty of people out there who just go out with nothing themed and not a special camp and just go to camps like ours to go really enjoy themselves.
And as far as like food preparation goes, I imagine everything is like usually packaged type of stuff. Or
It's usually easier. We do some cooking. We have a little stove that we use. So it kind of really just depends on the person. There is one. My dogs don't like it when Adam leaves. There is a camp out there. Shout out to Judas and CCB. They literally bring a full kitchen, and I'm talking stove, refrigerator. He makes duck.
Wow.
I mean, they roast a pig on a spit. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
They are chefs in real life.
Yeah.
And so they bring out a full blown kitchen and go crazy. There are food vendors out there if you want to go that route. Keep it basic though. I mean, you can do something as simple as top ramen and Pop-Tarts and sandwiches. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy. Just don't do anything that's going to require a lot of refrigeration or anything that's going to require a lot of prep time and cook time, because then that's just going to be annoying and exhausting. Yeah. One big staple we kind of do, we call them fluffers. It's peanut butter or marshmallow fluff and in either tortilla or the bread. And it just gives you that protein. It gives you that sugar and it helps. Other things you're going to want to really worry about, make sure you're getting your protein in and make sure you're getting your electrolytes in. So not just water. You're going to need Gatorade. You're going to need liquid IV. You're going to need Nun tabs, things that really, really hydrate you. And also salty things. So on the days that are really hot, you want to keep your salt intake up. You will swell up. But that's because your body's absorbing all of that water.
has there actually been anybody that's gotten has an ambulance actually come out for people that have gotten like
Multiple
heat stroke?
times. Yeah. There's been multiple times an ambulance comes out. There is a meat wagon, which is the ambulance for Wasteland, like when he used to go to like camps if they need to go.
Yeah.
But there have been times that there's someone that's had a heart attack out there. Knock every piece of wood and glory be to the Wasteland gods, no one has passed at Wasteland.
Yeah.
But there have been people that can get seriously injured and need to go to the hospital for heat exhaustion. You just have to be careful. You have to know your body. If you're someone that gets overheated easily, stay calm from 12 to 4 in the afternoon. You're not going to miss much. It's going to be okay. Like, you really just need to listen to your body.
So for the event itself, do they kind of tailor stuff to where during the day it's sort of laid back? There's not a whole lot of, I don't know what the word is. So you
Activities.
Can kinda, so you can kind of chill.
The actual event itself, and we talked about this before, the event itself does provide quite a bit of entertainment, but
Right,
it
yeah.
is when the sun goes down.
So it's like usually at night then.
Yeah, so once that sun goes down, it's kind of when the unofficial official party kind of kicks off. There are tribes that do things throughout the day, and that's, there's people who run missions, or there's people like us that have the arch, and there's lots of bartering and things to explore during the day for sure, but like the unofficial, the official events, it's going to be like at night. There's going to be a lot going on. There's been plenty of people who just kind of wander throughout the day. There's a body shop where you can go in and get your hair done, or you can get makeup done by professionals. That's all barter system over there. I just lost my. During the official things that I'm aware of during the day, there is an archery contest. There's a costume contest, and there is a car cruise. Those are during the day. And those are like run by the event themselves.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a bunch of unofficial things. Like my fellow tribe lead is the one that does the mini bike contest. And then they do a mini bike cruise all throughout Wasteland afterwards. So there are things going on throughout the day, but your DJs, your fire performances, the Thunderdome, nightclubs, the bars, all of that's going to open when the sun goes down. And it's much, much cooler.
Right.
And I do want to mention as well, when it comes to sleeping accommodations, if it is too hard for you, I have heard of people doing this before. There is a Best Western in California City, which is about 30 minutes outside of site, which is not far. I've known people who stay out there during the day and come out at night, do their thing, and then go back to the Best Western. And that's totally fine. Or people who even stay at, if you can't handle that heat, or it's not something that you really need to do, go to the Best Western. But it does book up quickly. It books up fast. We sell them out.
Do you lose street cred if if you go to a Best Western,
How dare you not smell like me, you asshole.
you're not suffering like the rest of us. You're not part of.
But it's such an open, accepting community that there are plenty of people that have various reasons, whether it's overstimulation or whether it's just a medical reason that just flat out don't want to fucking deal with it during the day. I don't think you lose street cred. I'm just jealous of you that you get a bed and a shower. To be honest with you, you have a refrigerator, bed, and a shower. You lucky asshole.
All right. In regards to preparation and other things,
Yes.
how would you capitalize on the day? During the day, like what are the essential things? Because you kind of brought up some of the stuff that you can do. Whether you get face paint? You said face paint, or
like makeup,
getting your makeup done, or what was it? The other thing, tattoos.
You can do fake tattoos. You can get makeup done. You can get your hair done.
Okay.
Yeah, so what things you do during the day?
Yeah, just so people if they really wanted to seize the day, not only from like the daytime, but well into the night, I guess.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So, what are the things that people would want to do if they on their first day, if they wanted to go visit one of the particular camps, or like if you could highlight? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adam's coming again with the good questions. I have to say, Adam, dang.
That's why I keep him around.
And one thing that's really kind of helped my mentality over the years, and I'll preface everything that you said with this, is after Wasteland happens, there's going to be things that you missed out on. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. When I first started going, there were so few of us that were actually like placed tribes that we would really work around each other on the schedule. Well, this tribe's doing it at 2:00, so we'll do it at 3, so as not to interfere. That's gone out the window. There's just way too many of us.
That makes sense.
So I was having for a year or two, I'd say, really like, I'm not cool enough. I didn't wasteland hard enough, or I didn't get to do all these things. And I finally went, but I had fucking fun. I wastelanded my way, and that's okay. So really the event is what you make it. Don't go in with the mindset of I'm going to do everything, because you're not. It's physically impossible. There's not enough time. Figure out the things that are important to you that you really want to explore and go after those things. So I will tell you a couple of things that I know I've done during the day. Obviously, I'm not going to plug us again for like the 15th time, but there's our art, and there's our barter, and there's our cool little tent that we have. There is Barter Town. We can go shopping. There's really rad vendors that come out. I bought this amazing mohawk out there one of those years. They have really beautiful artistry out there. So go shopping. There's going to be some, I believe it's in the Green Place in Samata. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, Samata. They do a lot of crafting. So every day they have different crafting things. You bring your own materials, and they'll help you like through a crafting class, which is really fucking rad. You're going to have something called bounty hunting out there, which means you're going to be looking for a particular wastelander. Remind me, I do have a really funny story about that. Where you're basically collecting a bounty on this end that gets you out and really gets you going around looking for other people, and you get to meet people that way. You're going to have the mini bike contest. There's a slow car or 2-wheel motorcycle slow race. You're going to have the costume contest. You're going to have the car cruise. And these are all on different days too, but they all kind of intermingle as well. You're going to have lots of different camps that help in barter. One of my favorite things to do, because we're such a big barter camp, hop on my bike, drive around the city, and look for other people who are bartering to see what they have and go from there. Oh my God, I keep losing my train of thought. I am so sorry. There is the meditation in the morning, which is really rad. And a lot of people just explore, just walk around. I love going to other camps and saying hello to everybody, because I love when people come to us, but sometimes I want to go drive around and go see what else is going on. And then there's no shortage of camps that have lore. So Dukes of the Nuke is a big one. Shout out to Makeshift. He's the unofficial official Wasteland podcast over there. Dukes of the Nuke has a lot of like lore events that you can do. So they're going to want you to run guns for them, or you have to go find this person and complete this mission. A lot of different missions you can do.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And that's what some people really get into, is like the lore and the mission type things. A lot of different tribes will have a lot of different missions you can go out and do. There is a giant board at DXC, which is that big camp that I was telling you guys about with the ceiling fans and the boardwalk and the saloon doors and everything. They have a 40-foot wall. And on that wall, they have the official event schedule. So what's actually being done by Wasteland Weekend. then anybody and everybody can come up and put up things that they're doing to let you know what they're doing.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so that's how you can find out about missions, or like, hey, my tribe on this day is doing this cool thing, and they can put up a sign and be like, hey, go check this out. So if you go to that event board, you're going to find everything from crafting to missions and everything in between.
Yeah.
Anything that interests you, you'll be able to find
So,
something on that board.
Would you? Damn it!
Why do we keep losing our trains of thought?
No,
I'm
I was
leaving
gonna
in
say,
2
would-
weeks. My brain is fried.
Would you say that it would be a good idea to like look into that board? Like, how quickly does it go up?
The day of.
The day of?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
the official schedule gets changed every night because,
Yeah.
or every morning because, it changes every day.
Yeah.
But usually day one.
Okay.
Usually day one, you're going to go up there and there's going to be people. And check it throughout the day. DXC is when you walk into Wasteland City itself, in between the gates, you're going to see it. They're right there on the left-hand side. They'd never moved. Check it every day. Some people add new things up there. So we check it every night just to kind of see what new and exciting fun things are available to try.
That's cool.
Because we've been there for a while, but we haven't tried everything. And
Yeah.
you're never going to try
Well,
everything. It's just
I
it's
imagine
impossible.
Every year, new stuff gets added that wasn't there the year before, right?
The whole
So-
thing with Wasteland is the only limitation is your imagination, really. And that sounds corny, but it's true. There's so many really cool. I mean, there's a camp that comes out with a fucking pool table every year. I think Dukes of the Nuke are doing like a golf course this year. You can go golfing during the day. There's a
that's
lot
cool.
of really cool little things to do to occupy your time during the day.
And I don't know if you already said it, but what like the bottle cap situation is that something that you collect on your own, or do you have to like exchange that for money, like a carnival type of thing?
Okay, so thank you for mentioning carnival because I realized I completely forgot to shout out the carnival. There is a fucking carnival.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
It is the coolest. We had the opportunity to camp across from them last year, and unfortunately this year they're farther away from us, which I'm so sad because they were the best fucking neighbors. They were so rad. They have carnival games. They have a human claw machine, and that means
that's cool.
they have someone laying down, and you take big wheels and you turn them left and right, up and down, and it's a bunch of barter stuff in there, and you try to grab an item. It's so cool. They have like a whole carnival like gift exchange in there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
carnival's fucking rad. Go do the carnival too. So caps. So the biggest thing, people trade caps. So we have, our tribe has 3 caps, 3 different caps you can earn. We have our black cap, which is just our normal, like, hey, thanks for coming into our tribe. Here's our cap.
The regular one.
The regular one, like we give out to pretty much anybody who asks for caps.
Yeah.
There's a big cap trading, thing out there. That's how people collect caps to be like, this is me, this is you, this is who I met. It's kind of like how you can remember meeting certain people. We also personally have our gold cap, which means you have to do something really fucking rad. Like you went above and beyond for us. We think you're awesome. Whatever you did, we're going to give you that cap. And then we also have our arch cap. So if you come through our arch, you think it's fucking rad, and you want to remember it, we'll give you a little cap that commemorates our arch. There are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of different caps out there. Cap trading, people walk in, who got caps to trade, and people are passing them out back and forth. Bottle Mark is actually the company all the Wastelanders use, to the point where Wastelanders, they'll put like on the top of their SKU at their website, like, hey, Wastelanders, you need to order by this day if you want it by Wasteland weekend. And if you put in the comments section that you're going to Wasteland, they'll like witness you in their confirmation emails. They're really awesome. Casino bottle caps are a whole different story. Casino bottle caps, you have to go in and you have to do something to earn them. What that is kind of dependent. Tell a funny joke, do something silly. One year we met a guy, and we always call him Teacup now because I think it was 11 or 12. I can't remember. And we walk in and he was in his boxers singing I'm a Little Teapot to get caps.
Nice.
So it was really awesome. That's when you walk in, you see a guy with shoulder pads and his boxers singing I'm a Little Teapot, but he got his casino cap. So you go into the casino, earn caps that way, and then you gamble them and try to earn more. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
And do the gold bottle caps, do they are they worth like 5 regular bottle caps? Right
no,
now?
so the bottle cap trade itself is just for fun. There's
Okay.
no actual like meaning behind them.
Okay,
That's
okay.
for us. If you get a gold one from us, that just means you did something really bad. So
Okay.
the different type of bottle caps are just like the ones that everybody trades and hands out. And there are other people who like, I have a special limited edition cap, but you have to earn it this way. It's just that kind of fun little trading
Okay.
thing. Casinos caps are completely separate, different, and
I
those are
see.
just for the casino. And the casino believe it's Saturday night is when they do the auction for their bottle caps, but those only work. And people will barter. Like, we come up and people are like, I have like 15 casino bottle caps for that item you want. So people will try to barter them away too.
All right, so how many of those situations have you had where somebody's earned a bottle cap?
The gold one?
The gold one, and also what's the most memorable experience you've had with that?
Oh gosh. I want to say we've had the gold bottle caps now 3 years maybe. So it's not too long, but I'd want to say we've given out less than 15.
Less than 15.
Yeah, like we really, really, really don't give them out. We had really fucking rad neighbors last year who helped us tremendously with setting up our tent, and we needed a can opener and they give us a can, like everything you could think of, they helped us out with. So they definitely got some gold bottle caps. The favorite person we gave our bottle cap to, her name is Dolly. She's a doll. She would pass out pennies. She would meet you, and this was several years ago, but she would meet you and she'd give you a penny with a hole punched out of it. And she'd keep all the hole punched outs of the pennies. So she's basically giving you like a piece of her. And that's her way of like remembering you. And honestly, Dolly's just a doll all the way around. She was always there to help us. She was always sweet. So we tried to give her a gold bottle cap. And she said, no, I didn't earn it. And we said, fuck, you didn't. Like, you're amazing to us. Like, everything you've done. Fuck, you didn't earn your cap. And so we used to have a tic-tac-toe golf game. And no one ever played it, so we're not even bringing it out anymore. But Dolly decided to play it against one of our drive blades, and she fucking won that gold bottle cap. And last time I saw her, she still has that gold bottle cap, and I still have the penny she gave me. So that was really my favorite. It's just she always goes above and beyond to like make you feel appreciated and loved and welcome. And she's just a wonderful spirit. Mm-hmm. So for her to earn that cap and to wear it proudly makes me feel really good.
Mm-hmm. So I went to the bathroom because I had to wipe my nose, but what was the refrigeration situation like for food and stuff?
Okay, so that's a really good one too. I was telling Joshua while you were gone, there is a camp called CCB that like bring out like a full refrigerator. But
all right.
But they're chefs
like
in
chefs,
real life, like literal real chefs. Like Judas is the most amazing chef ever, and I love Judas. Judas, if you're listening, I love you. You're fucking rad. Like they will cook duck and a pig on a spit, like everything you can think of. So they have like a full blown legit. It's the exact same thing. Whatever you bring, you have. So if you have an RV, you're going to have a refrigerator. The biggest thing you're going to do is ice. So we get ice daily, really. And we try not to bring too many refrigerated things because no matter how much you keep it in the shade, no matter how much you put ice on it, it's going to melt. It's a fucking desert and there's nothing you can do. So, I mean, we do always have one small cooler. And that's the other thing I will recommend is either get a Yeti, which we have not invested in yet. We've talked about getting one just because we hear they're amazing. Or get a small cooler. The smaller the cooler, the better for the things that need to really be kept cold and refrigerated because it's going to not have so much to cool down in your ice. It's going to be a little bit better. But we try a lot of the time not to bring refrigerated things. But we will do, one thing I suggest to everyone is we have one big water dispenser that we use. So we bring out like 7-gallon jugs of water and we just dump it into there to make it easier. We take a bag of ice every morning and dump that in there. Because when you're hot, you don't want hot water. You want cold water, and that helps us a lot too. So it's Ice Baby is going to be your best friend, and Dinky sells it. Just plan on bringing cash every morning and go get your ice run. That's what we do.
Wait, so for the food, when you were talking about the food stuff, could you trade in bottle caps to get like?
No.
Oh man. Well, it's like you're putting on all this work. If you got like 100 bottle caps and you got like a Peking duck fucking meal out of it, like that'd be fucking sweet.
So the vendors that are actually on site only take real money.
Oh, real money.
Real
okay.
money.
Yeah.
Judas just needs to be bribed.
Okay.
If he likes you and you bribe him enough, he'll shoot you some food. And his world famous pudding, which I'm hoping to get this year, because last year I walked up to his camp. He's like, "You just missed the pudding," and I was like, "I hate you, and I will never forgive you for this." I'm hoping to get his pudding this year.
That's going to be your priority number one.
I mean, I always go over to go find him anyway, but I need to find out. I'm going to be like, exactly what day and time are you doing pudding? Because I will be there an hour early to wait for said pudding.
You're going to stand outside his camp like
Excuse me, Judas, where is my pudding, sir? I need my pudding.
So you had said you had a funny story about the bounty hunting.
Oh, I did. Thank you for reminding me. See, this is why. So
That's why she keeps me around.
I mean, there's got to be some kind of reason because I usually don't have a good reason. Love you. So in 2013, this is actually when I met Stinky. In 2013, I was a little shy wastelander, and I was like, fuck it, you know what? I want to sign up for bounty hunting because I want to meet people.
Yeah.
So I signed up to be hunted.
Okay.
I wanted people to come and find me. So I was a wanted girl. And really, there are people who go very elaborate with their bounty hunting, where you have to do like multi-level missions and go through different people to get them. But the basic level of bounty hunting is you play Rochambeau.
Oh, okay.
And so that's how you would win. Play Rochambeau.
Not the yeah.
Don't actually kill each other. No, you play Rochambeau. And so I signed up to be hunted. And all weekend long, I had people coming out to me going, "You're Sparky? I know someone looking for you." And I found out this person had literally gone everywhere fucking looking for me. So I started paying people off. And I'm like, here's, some casino bottle caps. Tell them to go the fucking wrong way. Like, shoo them away from me.
Yeah.
So that year, there was a mailman who would just walk around and was kind of a dick and would just pass out, like, letters from your family, quote unquote. And I think the letter we got was like our mom was disappointed in us because we were whores, but that was also back when we were doing the brothel, so it was just kind of a funny thing he did.
Yeah.
And he was just smarmy, but he was funnier than hell, and he was actually sweet. But like his character he played was like cranky old asshole.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I know someone looking for you," and I was like, "No, you don't. Here's some bribe, sir. Tell them to go the opposite fucking direction." Did this all weekend long. I bribed my ass off. And I think it was finally Friday or Saturday, the person comes up and they found me.
Oh, no.
Fuck, how did you fucking find me? We Rochambeau, I lost. They, got to collect my bounty and go back to the office. I said, "How'd you find me?" She goes, "The mailman told me where you were."
That son of a bitch.
And I was like, "Well, what the fuck?" So then I saw the mailman again. I said, "What the fuck, dude?" And he goes, "She gave me a beer. Fuck your caps. Beer wins. I sold you out, you asshole." I was like, I worked so hard all weekend long. I bribed everybody. I told everybody wrong directions, but this person was fucking relentless, and they found me. And the fucking mailman sold me out.
Wait, so do the people like that set a bounty on you? Do they show a picture of you or?
Yes.
Okay.
So the bounty hunting is going to be a little bit different this year. Usually the tribe that is doing it is taking a break. It's a lot of fucking work for them. But you print out a poster. They used to print them on site, but again, that was when the event was much, much smaller. So you're going to print out a poster of a picture of yourself. So when you go up to say, "I want to collect a bounty," bless you, gazoon tight.
Excuse me. Thank you.
When I collect a bounty, you're going to get a picture of that person. And like I was telling Joshua, some are very elaborate missions. You have to go here to 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 get to this person to then win the bounty, or you just Rochambeau it. So they're going to have a picture. I think I have a picture of my original picture, and it's horrible because I look ridiculous. But there is a picture of that person that you walk around and look for, and it usually has their name on there. And that's when the whole premise of it was to get you out there and to meet people.
Right.
So you have to walk around and be like, "Have you seen this person? Do you know who this person is affiliated with?" And it gets you meeting other people.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it'd be, well, I think it'd be more of a challenge to go by description. Like if you stuck to wearing like one thing,
Right.
like, and then people would say,
I need someone with a mohawk and shoulder pads and black boots.
Yeah.
That would be everybody.
Yeah.
or, you have some kind of colorful item.
And I think back then it would have been easier to do that because it was so much smaller. But now with 4,000 plus people, it's
not worth it.
It's
Yeah.
nearly impossible. Which reminds me, there's another thing Outpost 364 does. It's called the Faceless Merchants Trader Route or something along those lines. And forgive me if I'm butchering that name. Basically, the Faceless Merchants are all about barter. That's their big claim to fame as well. And they're faceless merchants. So everybody in that tribe covers their face all weekend long. The dedication is astounding. But you can become a faceless merchant. And the way you have to do that is you have to go to certain tribes that are preset. So we signed up again this year. We've been doing it for years. You have to come to us, attempt to barter. It doesn't have to be a full barter. If we can't come to a barter, that's fine. But it needs to be a genuine attempt at a barter. And then we sign off on your paper that you attempted to barter with us and you fill them all up. Then you can go back and you get a prize. You become like a faceless merchant. I actually remember one year they were doing it where the faceless merchants, the people on that route could get robbed. And I had this little tiny little girl coming in And she's like, this is my third time doing rounds. I almost get to the end, and then I keep getting caught, and they keep stealing everything from me. And this is all Lori, promise. They're not really beating up and stealing from this girl. But she kept getting like attacked by everybody who would come up to her and be like, and now you're caught. Start over again, which had kept her fun. Come to find out it was Stinky behind the whole thing. And I was like, you're torturing this girl. And he just started laughing gleefully. I was like, that's horrible. This poor little thing has had to do this fucking thing 3 separate times now. He's like, she was an easy target. I couldn't help myself. But that's another thing, that if you want something to do during the day and you want an excuse to go find those different camps and those different tribes, become a faceless merchant. Come shop around and see what everyone else has.
That's pretty interesting. So the faceless merchant thing, so you join up and then you get to like just be part of their tribe or what?
No, not as part of the official tribe. I don't actually know exactly what happens at the end. I think it's changed over the years, but you can become like working for them. And that's how like you would earn a prize by going to enough, like going to all of the places that were on that list to try to barter. And usually, I mean, I have to say, we've always had really good experiences with anybody who comes up as like a part of the faceless merchants trade route to barter with us.
Yeah.
We've not always made a barter, obviously, but everyone there has been really good at like at least trying to make something. And it's usually smalls. You know, they're not going to come in and be like, I want an axe for a sword, please. They're going to like, I have this little dangly shiny piece for this little dangly shiny piece. And we're like, sure, cool.
Yeah.
Go on your way. You know, it doesn't have to be epically big.
I get you.
Well, what's the situation with for each tribe or clan or whatever?
What are we, the clans now? That's weird.
Whatever.
It's
There
synonymous.
is a clan of the bolt cutters, and they're fucking rad.
See, there you go. It means the same thing.
Okay, but how does one go about, like, say, joining the Forsaken Nation if you guys are actually accepting people, or even like the other stuff, like the yeah.
So the way tribes really work is you do not, and let me say this again for the newbies in the back. You don't have to be in a tribe. You can choose to be. You don't have to be. There's a couple different ways. You can start your own. You need at least 4 people, and you can start your own tribe. You can call yourself. You can be out in Tent City and call yourself a tribe. You could just be a group and say, we are the so and so's, and you're officially a tribe. To become a theme zone tribe, you have to submit an application. You have to show the work and the proof that you're up to standards of theme to do it. There is a Facebook group, I think it's called the Recruiting Department. So when tribes are actively looking for people.
Okay. So there's like
there's like a whole recruiting page if tribes are actually looking for people, like, hey, we're looking for this many people to come join us, apply. Some of the bigger tribes I know do have dues. But like we talked about last time, that just because they have a lot to fucking pay for.
Yeah.
We are the kind of tribe, and I don't know how many other tribes are like us. We're open to new members, but we want to meet you. So funny story how we actually met the people that we're camped with now. It was 2015, and there was a group of, I think, 3 or 4 of us. We were camped in a spot, and then we look over and we have neighbors directly next to us. And we were in open camping at the time. We're like, okay, cool, rad, nice to meet you guys. And then the way they turned their camp was facing us directly because they didn't want the sun to be hitting them. But then we realized, like, for like an hour, they're like literally staring at our camp because that's the way their camp's set up. And then they walk over, they're like, we look like weirdos and assholes. Nice to meet you. Sorry, our camp is set up next to you guys, facing you.
Yeah.
And we wound up hanging out all weekend long. Really, really cool group of guys. We all got along really well.
So you guys were perfect strangers to one another.
100%. We'd all been going to the event for years, but had never met before.
Okay.
So we met in 2015, and we just wound up hanging out pretty much the entire time. Like, they'd come over when we had breakfast or dinner. We're like, hey, we're going to go hang out here tonight. What are you guys doing? We just hung out. We met organically. And then after that, in 2016, we're like, fuck it. Do you want to try camping together and see how it goes? And we've been together since 2016. We just all met organically.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's really the best way to do it, But I know there's like the carnival, they have like people who come in and I don't know how else to put it, like an apprentice, like to see if they would fit in and kind of thing. So it really it's really based tribe by tribe on like what they're looking for.
Okay.
Some are very, you need to live in this area because this is where we all are. We're kind of spread out. We have people in Texas and Washington and California, so a lot of our communication's digital because we can't get together and do quote unquote build days, so to speak. Some people are just willing to let anybody in who's willing to work. It's based off the tribe. But if you and 5 of your friends are just like, fuck it, I want to be a tribe, do it. Set up a tribe, go out into Tent City, call yourself a tribe, figure out what you like, what you can do better next year, and go apply to become a Theme Zone tribe.
Okay, I'm going to segue into something else.
All right.
So when you're driving into Wasteland Weekend, are you given a map beforehand that kind of tells you where your rough area is, or is it just kind of on a first come first serve basis? Like one person will line up and set up a camp, the next person will do it, and, yeah.
Are you talking about like in the actual event itself?
Yeah, the event. Yeah, like the event.
So that's a good question too. So the theme zone, which we talked about, is right outside the gates, and inside the gates is all pre-placed. So
Okay.
that is our spot. That is everyone else's spot. Everyone has their certain dimensions that they're allowed to have. That's theirs. No one can get into there because that's the ones that do the theme and all the crazy stuff.
But are you like given a specific designated spot
Yes.
at a specific coordinate? Like
Yes. Well, no. By the time we get out there, they make roads, and all the roads are labeled like there's like Fury Road and Choice Road,
okay, all right.
and Seven Sisters Boulevard Road. All of those things. So
Okay.
when, like for example, when I pull in, because I'm probably going to be the first on site for my tribe, I'll
Yeah.
pull in on Tuesday, and I go to check in. I have my early access pass. I have my ticket. I have all that. I'll check in and say, hey, I'm with Forsaken Nation. I'm the first one here. Someone will drive up to me and go, okay, let me drive you to your plot of land. This is yours. Coordinate look good. Okay, you're good to go. Go ahead and start unloading. If you are not in the theme zone, it is first come, first serve. So the way that the event is set up, it's large. Don't get me wrong. The reason why people like to get there early is because they can be closer to the gates where majority of everything's happening.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of space to camp. And then the farthest away you can get from the event is where you're going to have silent death. And that's where it's 10 p.m., lights out, quiet time, the people who need to work the event itself or just can't handle the noise or don't want to handle the noise. There's also other ways to get tickets. You can volunteer. I think it's 2 8-hour shifts, and it's everything from security to medical to working the trading post, which is Wasteland's official like merch booth. You can volunteer in the body shop. There's a lot. There's cleanup crew. There's setup crew. There's breakdown crew. There's a million different volunteer opportunities to get you a free ticket as well.
Oh, that's interesting. So you could do 2 8-hour shifts of whatever it is you're going to do, and then you get a free
Yeah. You
ticket.
can get a free ticket.
Do they only have like a certain number of those, or?
It depends on what fills up. I mean, it depends on what jobs fill up. So there's plenty, but I can tell you they always, 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 always need more breakdown crew. That never fails. So if you ever did that, you would pay for your ticket, stay after the event to break down and clean up, and then you get reimbursed for your ticket.
Oh, okay.
But if you say you do, there's only going to be a certain spot of medical needed or security needed or anything like that. But there's pretty much endless volunteer opportunities. It just might not be exactly what you want unless you get in there early and apply.
Right. I got you.
What's the situation? I don't know if this has actually happened before, but are there differently able-bodied people that go that they have accommodations? Like, say somebody that's in a wheelchair goes to Wasteland Weekend, or do they have like accommodations for?
Somewhat, yeah. So medical has a lot of accommodations for those kind of people, and they have everything. Or even like if you're just having a mental health hard time, they have like a cool, calm area you can go sit and relax. I have met 2 different people in wheelchairs out there, actually. Fucking rad human beings. One of the guys was from Germany. He was so fucking cool. The roads are a lot more paved so that wheelchairs can get over it. So once you go into like the camping area itself, it's going to be that soft dirt. But when you're actually like on the roads, it's a lot more paved and gravel, and they actually have a water truck come through to make so it's a lot more compact.
Yeah.
So people like on wheelchairs or on bikes or anything like that can get through. And then they also, for the porta potty situation, you will be frowned upon greatly if you use a handicap and you're not fucking handicapped.
Okay.
We very much need to make sure that those are accommodated for the people that actually need them.
Yeah.
I have a friend out there who's actually very, very ill with lots of different things, and she calls it her Get Mobile, is what she calls it, and she has like a little golf cart that she can putt herself around on. So the roads are smooth enough that if you need accommodations like that, they can accommodate you.
And everything at Wasteland Weekend is usually like on the ground floor, right?
99% of it. There are, I mean, everything official is ground floor. Absolutely. There are camps, I believe, that have like a tower or something you can go up. I have never been in one of those. I don't like heights.
Yeah.
But 99% of the event and everything official in the event is going to be at ground level. There's nothing to climb.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's good because I mean, shit, I could imagine how difficult that would be just to set up something that would be on like a second story of a building.
Yeah, I don't ever go up anywhere high because I get dizzy like on a roller coaster. So no, not happening for me with heights. But yeah, it is accommodating. And and I will preface this, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. As accommodating as a desert can be, you really, if you're differently abled, as we'll call it,
Yeah.
you have to figure out what works for you. This man that I talked to who was in a wheelchair, he didn't even have an electric wheelchair. He putted himself around. And I remember offering to help him. He goes, I go to festivals all over the world, honey. He was from Germany. He goes, I go to festivals all over the world, and this is what I'm used to, and I'm okay doing it. I am strong enough to get myself through.
I'm sure he is. He probably
He was
has
so fucking cool. He was an older guy. I can picture him. The older guy, hairy as fuck, long hair, long beard, and all black leather in a wheelchair with black leather gloves. He was so cool. So you have to figure out what works for your body. I mean, even with me, I have, severe scoliosis. I have psoriasis, so my skin splits open. So I have to accommodate myself. Like, okay, if I have a cut, I make sure I really need to clean it well. Or if I'm lifting something heavy, I need to go, my back needs to take a break. You just really have to listen to your body. But it's as accommodating as a desert can be. But I can guarantee you, if you are disabled or differently abled, whatever you'd like to call, there's going to be people that are willing there to help you.
So, no, the door is not closed for anybody.
Absolutely not.
The gates are open for
literally. The gates are open for everybody.
Yeah. All right. So what's the situation with the closing, like getting towards the end of Wasteland Weekend?
Good question. Okay, so our unofficial thing that we do in our tribe is we go super hard on Friday night. Friday night's the night that we don't know our own names by the end of the night, because that's the night we just want to go fucking hard.
Yeah.
Saturday night's a nice official night. It depends on the year and it depends on the weather. Usually that's the night where the official things aren't going to be over until 3 a.m. And that's when the quote unquote shut at the stage. There's going to be camps partying all night long. It's really up to you. Sunday is get the fuck out day. So if you are not in a placed themed zone tribe, you need to be out by noon, by 12 p.m. They'll turn off the radio station at 12. They'll tell you the event's over at 12. You need to either be gone or show that you're very close to being gone by 12. It's time to go home. The event's done. If you're a theme zone tribe, you can apply to get passes to stay on site later if it's going to take you a couple of days to break down. We don't do that because we can break down in a day, but we have that leeway where we don't have to leave by noon. So we're usually out of there by 3 or 4 just because we have a lot to break down and a lot to pack. But Sunday is a day that you sit around and drink a beer in the morning, that's fine, but you need to be actively starting to pack up and get going, because all of these people still have all of this stuff to pack up, and then they do major trash sweeps to make sure that we're leaving the desert exactly how we found it, So it's time by noon, you need to get going.
So is it on a voluntary basis that because you know how Burning Man has that thing where it's they all walk arm in arm and pick up trash and stuff? What's the situation with that?
I don't know exactly. I've never stayed late. I will tell you, I can speak from theme zone tribe logistics. When you're in a theme zone, they know exactly where you are. They have it coordinated out that they know exactly where your camp was, and everyone has what they have to call a trash panda. And I'm our trash panda, so I can speak from experience with this. That means I am the person making sure that everything in our camp is gone.
Okay.
Every zip tie, every cigarette butt, every piece of trash, everything is gone. And if I leave a bunch of stuff there, we're not welcome back again, because they can say, you guys were right here. This is what your camp looks like. Fuck you. You're not coming back.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Or you're not, or you're having to take a year off from your theme zone, or you need to work again to come back. Not necessarily banned from the event, but
you're on probation.
Yeah, basically. For Tent City, I don't know exactly. I know that if they can figure out who you were and where you were, you're going to have a hard time coming back as well.
Yeah.
I know that they do have people that stay after to make sure it's cleaned, but we're not nearly as big as Burning Man.
Yeah.
So it could be done very well in a day, depending on what the trash looks like. I know that there are people who stay over in their trash pandas, and they'll stay for 2 days after the event to make sure it's cleaned up. Now, Wasteland Weekend does own the land that they are on now.
Okay.
They bought the land, 2014 or 2015. They bought the land because they were renting the land from, not renting the space for the
Yeah.
first couple of years in H Park. If you're an OG, you know what I'm talking about. And now they own their land, but it's still the middle of the desert, and we're still going to keep it clean, and we're still not going to be dicks. You know, there are lots of wildlife out there. You need to keep it clean. We're borrowing this land from Mother Nature, basically. So I know with Theme Zone, like I said, they will come after you. Like, I am the designated person, so like if we leave a bunch of trash behind, they're going to come after my ass to make sure that's cleaned up. So I go out there with a rake. I go out there and make sure our spot, and even the surrounding spots around it, the road in front of me and 10 feet back on either side, I'm going to make sure our shit's clean.
So what would I love how I said that 4 different times. What would
Whoa,
be
whoa, 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 whoa.
I sound like a fucking
Nickelodeon.
I sound like a Peanuts
Wah, wah, wah,
yeah,
wah,
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 wah, wah, wah.
Snoopy.
What would be your recommendation for waste itself? Like,
Trash?
yeah, trash or
Okay.
so from like, you know, a day-to-day basis, and then like, you know, towards the end of the thing, are you just having everybody throw things in garbage bags?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So one thing I like to do personally is I like to try to take out as much trash before I get there. And what I mean is if I have batteries, I'd like to put them in a Ziploc bag so I can throw away the battery containers. If I have brand new water bottles, I want to cut out the plastic things that are with. I try not to bring trash out there.
Yeah.
If I have a new mouthwash, I'm going to bring them, take that little plastic piece off of it. If I, you know, those little things, I don't have to deal with trash out there because it makes it a lot easier. You're going to have trash out there. It's inevitable. We have a bucket that sits in the middle of our camp that we throw all of our trash in.
Yeah.
We are a smoke friendly camp. So if someone wants to come in, we call it the butt bucket, throw it in there. And we just constantly are dumping it. Whenever it gets full, we'll dump it into a trash bag, which we kind of put like behind closed doors because we don't want trash bags everywhere.
Yeah.
But we do have one designated space in the middle of our camp for anybody to throw their trash in.
Okay.
So they have dumpsters and stuff like that out there for you guys to dump shit into, or how does
I
that
haven't
work?
heard about it this year. I'll have to look more into it. But they have before where they had a large dumpster at the exit, and I can't remember exactly how much per bag, but you can pay per bag to get it dumped until the dumpster is full.
Oh, okay. So you just are supposed to just pack out your own shit.
Yes,
then, basically.
yes. Figure out. Don't. I've been seeing this all over TikTok, and I can't speak for Burning Man. I'm not a burner. I love to go to the event one year. It's on my bucket list. Don't go into California City or Edwards or any of those places and leave your shit there. Just don't do it. If you're traveling far distance, go find a dumpster somewhere that you can dump. My tribe mates drive to Washington. I drive back to Southern California. They have a 20-hour drive. I have a 3-hour drive. I take the trash. I can bring it home and dump it. It's not that big of a deal. But if you're going to have to travel far with it, figure out something ahead of time because you're going to have to bring that shit with you.
Yeah. I mean, because at least for Burning Man, they're kind of adamant about not leaving anything behind.
Yeah,
So
if you
it's
look
like-
on the website, it
Yeah.
says Wasteland Weekend is a Leave No Trace event. So
Yeah.
they're very, very much. We're just on a lot smaller scale from them, but we're very, very, very much the exact same way.
What do you think the future holds for like Wasteland Weekend? Because I imagine you've seen this thing from the beginning, which you have, or like maybe a year or two after when it
Yeah,
started.
the second year was my first year.
Yeah, and then now it's well into its 10th, like 10 plus years it's been at
Well,
it.
we celebrated the 10-year anniversary in 2019, so this is the event's. I want to say, yeah, I think this is the event's 13th year.
So how much has it scaled from way back when?
It's
to what-
astronomical.
Okay.
It's absolutely astronomical. Like I said, my first event, I want to say there was 300 or 400 people. It was very small. The costumes were small. The camps were small. There was 1 or 2 cars. You know, it's the amount that it's grown has not just been in physical size, but just the amount of creativity and work. If you look at my costumes from 2011 and you look at my costumes now, I look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
You know, I've evolved with the event as the event's evolved with me. And just the amount of creativity and work that these people put into their themed camps is just mind blowing. And the amount of work people put into these themed cars and these themed mini bikes and themed bicycles, really, even, you know, I just keep seeing it get bigger and bigger and better. And not even, again, physically bigger. Just what's offered is just so out of this world. And every year, I can say every year that I've gone personally, I've found something new that wasn't there last
Okay,
year.
cool. Like, so it never really, as it
Gets
grows,
boring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it never goes
No.
stale. Like,
I've never been going like, this is exactly how it was here. But there's always something new. You're going to have your staples that you look forward to seeing, you know, whether it be a camp or whether it be a performance or whether it be an event or whatever it is. But I've never gone one year and gone, seen that, done that. There's always something new. Always something new.
Well, that's cool because that
Which is
means
fun.
you have a reason to come back every year.
And the people. And
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seriously. And I am a big person where I look, there's the official event schedule. And then they have like a Google Doc that's the unofficial event schedule that anybody can add to it. And it's like a running list of like, hey, my tribe's doing this on this day. Same thing with like the DXC board, but it's like a digital. And I look at it, I print that shit out before we go. Cause I'm like, okay, it's Tuesday or it's, you know, Thursday at noon. I'm a little bored. Let me see who's doing what today, you know, and it never changes. Like it never stops growing. It never stays stagnant is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah,
appreciate.
It doesn't get old.
No,
There's
and then
always something new
it's the
to
same
do,
thing
right?
with the entertainment and the music too. Like there's a couple of bands who are like, yes, can't fucking wait to see them. I'm so glad they're back. Like Attack, that's the one I have to see every single year. Then you have like they haven't played in a couple of years. I'm excited to see them. And then you have like who the fuck are these people? All right, this is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. It's never stagnant. They do a good job of keeping the ball rolling.
That's I didn't have anything else to add besides that.
No, neither. I mean, Katie literally said before, or Sparky literally said before, oh, we'll just do an hour or whatever. And I was like, nah, that's fine. We'll just do like 20 or 30 minutes.
I
And
have to
it's
go
been an
to
hour.
work
So-
in the morning.
It's been a what?
It's been an hour.
It's been
Okay,
over
well,
an hour, and I have to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
But
So
just
I
a shout,
conned her-
I am leaving. So 2 weeks from today, I will be in my desert home. 2 weeks from right now, like at 9 o'clock, I will be in my
Yeah.
desert home.
I
Already smelly, already dirty, already tired.
the fact that you already mentioned it is already it's bad because you're going to be counting down the days and it's like
I've had a countdown on my phone since before 100 days.
it's just gonna be that much longer.
I can
Every
tell you.
day
Hold on.
is going to be
Let me
infinitely
see.
longer.
Let me see. I can tell you. I have, according to my countdown, I have 13 days, 15 hours. Oh, 13 days, 14 hours, and 51 minutes
All right.
until I am out there in the glorious desert.
Yeah, almost there. So,
Almost there.
anyways,
All right.
well,
when that does happen, when you come back, you gotta tell us all the
oh yeah, that's
all the stories and
All
all
the
the
shenanigans.
Things.
that's
Yes.
gonna be.
Let's
yeah.
see if I pee on the rock.
Oh yeah,
Let's
you
see
need,
if I get
yeah.
my pudding.
Yep.
I need my pudding.
Yep.
I'm not going to try to become wasteland famous. I said that last time. That's not fucking happening. So yeah, let's see if I get my pudding and go pee on the rock. Those will be my 2 goals for this year.
All right. Well, you know what? We expect a full report
When I get my
you come
voice back.
I-
I will have no voice. It'll be gone. I will have desert voice.
We want the report back on Monday on our
immediately
desk.
on our desk by Monday.
I'm going to stay out there for a
At
couple
8
more
a.m.
days. Fuck all
Well,
you.
Then you will be terminated from the wasteland.
Or I could
Into
just,
the Waste
I'll whisper
podcast.
into your ears and you could just do the podcast for me of what happened.
You can just write us, like
Be
you
like,
said, just write us a report and put it on our desk.
It was great.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, anyways, if you listen this far, thanks for listening, and look for the next episode, which will be when Sparky comes back.
Probably
and
the first week of October.
She'll,
sometime.
the first week of October, and she'll tell us all about the crazy shit that happened this year
Woohoo!
in the waste.
Don't forget the shameless plug, dude.
Well, I mean, you gave me shit that's for the beginning. Do you want
No,
me to
you
do it
got
again?
to do it now.
Fuck it, fine, all right. And also, don't forget, please listen. I don't want to fucking beg, but god damn it, just at least one of you idiots follow us on TikTok or fucking Instagram at Game Rage Magazine. Y'all listen. 40 of you listened, okay, to the last episode. 40 people listen. Not a single one of you followed.
I listened and
Just-
I was someone
you don't.
who
I
follows.
keep saying you don't count. Okay, you're on the
10
show.
years of marriage and I don't count
No,
for anything.
being on the show doesn't count. You can't. That's like if I follow us, that doesn't count. All right.
Well, you should. That's a counter.
no,
That's a follower.
because that's dumb. That doesn't count. All right.
It's like liking your own Facebook post.
yes, that's wrong. Okay, I am not in agreement with that. Anyways, please, just one of you do that. All
You
right.
sons of
I
bitches.
swear to God, I'm gonna fucking strangle every single one of you. Anyways, yeah. So check us on the next one.
Don't do it out of spite.
Okay, I know that's exactly what's gonna happen.
They're gonna just do it because they're negligent. They don't care.
How about this? If we get 5 new followers on TikTok or Instagram before I leave for Wasteland
Okay.
Weekend, I will make it my absolute duty to pee on that rock.
All right.
All right. There you go. Yeah.
Deal. You got
I
yourself
will.
a deal.
It won't be like I'll try. I will make
You will pee on the
it
rock.
fucking happen. As long as you get
I was
5
gonna
on
make
either
it-
TikTok or 5 on Instagram.
I was gonna make it ultra weird to be like, we need proof.
I will not be providing proof.
You will be able to subscribe to Sparky's OnlyFans, and you will be able to see the video.
And the only video will be me peeing on this
on
fucking
the rock. That's it. And you will
Only
have to-
Wasteland,
and you
dude.
will pay $13.99 to see
I
that
will
fucking
take a
video.
selfie with the rock to prove to that I peed on the rock. How about that?
All right, with
that
your
works.
pee streak on the. On
Yes,
the,
and then
all
I'll
right.
point and be like, "That's my pee."
All right.
I
Okay.
will take your word for it. Like, I'm not gonna challenge that.
Adam will not answer questions. He will just believe it. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
That was Into the Waste. Thanks for listening.